Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NBA Player Prop Show for Wednesday, March 31st, 2021. We got a large Wednesday slate like normal tonight in the NBA, and as a result, I got four props that I'm going to discuss tonight before we head into our question and answer session after that. So really excited for that. Be sure to throw all your questions into the comments. Into the live chat. I will be sure to answer them. I will get to each one by one following me discussing the props that I like on tonight's slate. That's how we do things here. Be sure to like this video and be sure to subscribe to this channel if you aren't already. You have no idea how much that helps me out. Be sure to spread the word about these shows as well. You got any friends that like prop betting? Send them over. Have them ask questions as well. Have them watch the videos. In addition, you could follow me on Twitter at sports_Burd. You could follow me on Instagram at sports_Burd. And yeah, let's get right to it right now and let's discuss the slate. Let's talk about the first prop that we got today, and that is Malcolm Brogdon over 2.5 threes in this game against the Miami Heat. Malcolm Brogdon is having a great season for the Indiana Pacers, averaging 21.5 points per game, shooting 41.1% from three. He's averaging 2.7 threes per game on 6.6 attempts per game. And over Brogdon's last 9 games, he's making 3.9 threes out of 7.6 attempts per game. Comes out to 51.5% from beyond the arc over his last 9 games. He's cleared this 2.5 threes number in 7 of his last 9 games. Heat are not that good at defending the three at all. Or I should say they let up a lot of threes. They don't let up a great percentage in terms of they don't let up a poor percentage, I should say, in terms of threes made, but they let up a lot of threes and they let up a lot of attempts. The Heat ranked 29th in the NBA in opponent threes made per game at 14.7. They ranked 30th in the NBA, dead last in opponent threes attempted per game at 40.6. The last time Brogdon played the Heat, he went nuclear from three, went 7 of 9 from beyond the arc. I don't think that's a coincidence. Heat players, obviously, as I just said, they shoot a lot of threes and they make a lot of threes against the Heat. As a result, I like Malcolm Brogdon to go over 2.5 threes at -112 on DraftKings, -113 on FanDuel. Like normal here, be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and continue to throw your questions in the chat. I will get to them after I go through these last 3 props that I'm going to talk about. And the second prop we got here is James Harden of the Brooklyn Nets over 20.5 rebounds plus assists against his former team, the Houston Rockets. James Harden has been ridiculous this season, as everyone knows, averaging 26.1 points per game, averaging 11.2 assists per game, and 8.2 rebounds. I think there's a strong case for him to win MVP, despite people not talking about it. Jokic is probably going to win it, but I think there is a case for Harden to win MVP as well. And over Harden's last 11 games, he's averaging 9.9 rebounds per game and 12 assists per game, and he's cleared this 20.5 rebounds plus assists line in 7 of his last 11 games. And in his last game against the Rockets, he had 10 rebounds and 14 assists. The Rockets ranked 30th, dead last in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 48.3. They also ranked 13th in opponent assists per game at 24.4. That number has been plummeting down since the Rockets have been on this crazy losing skid, losing a ton over the last couple of months. I think that there is a concern about this a little bit just because it could be a blowout. It's like a 12-point spread. But James Harden is matchup proof. I believe that even if he just plays 3 quarters in this game, I think he could still hit the over 20.5 here. And if it's somewhat of a close game, hopefully he gets left in for the fourth quarter and gets some bonus on top of that. But you know what? Look, it might be a blowout, but I'm going to trust it here. I think Harden goes over 20.5 rebounds plus assists in this game, -125 on FanDuel. Now let's take a look at our next prop. It's going to be Theo Maledon over 3.5 rebounds against the Toronto Raptors. Theo Maledon has been getting a ton of minutes this season. 27 per game is pretty good for a rookie. Over the last 10 games, he's been averaging 31.2 minutes per game. Obviously, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been sidelined the last few games, which is helping Maledon with minutes. Over the last 10 games, Maledon has been averaging 4.7 rebounds per game. He's cleared this 3.5 rebounds number in 9 of his last 10 games, including his last 5. He had 8 rebounds and 6 rebounds in his last 2 games. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander missed both those games. He's actually been out the last 3 games in a row. The Raptors ranked 23rd in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 46 allowed. So as a result, I like Maledon tonight to go over 3.5 rebounds at -148 on FanDuel. Hopefully you could find a little bit of a better line in that. I know William Hill has it at like -135. Hopefully you could find that better line. But Maledon has been playing really well. He's getting a lot of minutes. He's rebounding. He has a good matchup. So I like Maledon over 3.5 rebounds in this game. Now to move on to our last one, we have Kyle Kuzma over 10.5 rebounds plus assists. Kyle Kuzma has been playing great with no LeBron, no Anthony Davis. Over his last 5 games, he's averaging 8.8 rebounds per game. We're kind of seeing this Kyle Kuzma that we've never seen before. He's passing the ball a lot, getting a lot of assists, 4.8 assists per game over his last 5 as well. He's cleared this 10.5 rebounds plus assists line in 4 of his last 5 games. He had 15 rebounds plus assists in his last 2 games. He went for 8 rebounds or more in his last 4. So if he could just get 8 rebounds in this game, all you need him to do is go for three assists or less. If you were to go for 9 rebounds, obviously you need 2 assists. So I really do like this here. Bucks ranked 12th in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 43.3, 19th in opponent assists per game at 25.2. So it's a pretty good matchup in terms of assists here. I think this number is just way too low since Kyle Kuzma has been doing it all for the Lakers between rebounds and assists. And as a result, I like Kyle Kuzma to go over 10.5 rebounds plus assists in this game, minus 118 on FanDuel. And let's go. Let's ask the questions. Let's get right to it here. Those are our 4 props for tonight. Be sure to ask away. Send in your questions. Here we go. We got Joker Jokic with the token first question here. Love to see the consistency every single stream. Hello, Dylan. First again. Yeah, love to see it. What do you think of these picks? McCollum over 21.5, OG Anunoby over 24.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. Jordan Clarkson over 20.5 points. Also, which 2 to 3 of your picks would you feel like parlaying together? Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks for always being first. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the consistency watching these streams. What I will say is I do like CJ McCollum over 21.5 points. He's cleared this in his last 3 games. Comes in against the Pistons here. Pretty solid matchup. And yeah, I do think he's undervalued a bit on the points line. In terms of OG Anunoby, another guy who's just been scoring a lot lately, over 24.5 points, rebounds, assists, all around pretty solid matchup against the Oklahoma City Thunder here. So I do like the over there. Clarkson over 20.5. He should have a huge role tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies, which is a good matchup for him. Donovan Mitchell is out, which is why he should have that increased role. Now, in terms of which 2 to 3 picks that I do, feel like parlaying, my 2 most confident picks are Maledon and then probably either Brogdon or Kuzma, probably Brogdon and then Kuzma. Horton is my least confident just because of that blowout potential there. From Corey, we got Brogdon over 5 assists, Conley over 6 assists, Isaiah Roby over 6 rebounds. Thoughts? Yeah, so Brogdon has a good assist matchup here for sure. Plays against the Miami Heat. The Heat rank like 20, I believe it's, towards the bottom in terms of assists. Yeah, 21st in opponent assists per game at 25.4. So it is a good opportunity for Brogdon there. Brogdon, he's kind of been hovering all around this line lately. Let me just get the exact numbers up for Brogdon, just so I could reference that here. Just get this up on my unofficial third screen here, which is my phone. Maybe I got to invest in a third screen. I gotta get everything going here. But anyway, Malcolm Brogdon, 8 assists, 8, 1, 3, 10. Yeah, he's kind of all over the place. That's the thing. I think he has a pretty favorable matchup against the Heat. The last time he played the Heat, he had 4 assists in that game. So do I love it? No. Do I think it could hit? Yes. I'm kind of neutral on it. Conley over 6 assists. Conley goes against the Grizzlies tonight. Another pretty solid matchup in terms of assists. Grizzlies ranked 23rd in the NBA in opponent assists per game at 25.4. Conley averaging 5.5 assists on the season here. Last few games has gone for 5, 8, 2, 4, 4. So again, hasn't been hitting it a lot lately, but has a good matchup. So I'm neutral on it. I don't love Brogdon or Conley to go over assists. Now, Roby over 6 rebounds, another good matchup, as I just mentioned with Maledon. The Raptors, they rank pretty low in terms of opponent rebounds per game. Roby averaging 5.6 rebounds per game on the season. Last few games, 9, 7, 6, 4, 8, 8. I do like Roby the most out of all these, Roby over rebounds. The other ones I am somewhat neutral on. Good matchup there, but just haven't been hitting them a lot lately. Trevor Ariza, under 1.5 threes, only hit in 1 of his last 5. Thing here is, that you're going against the Pacers. Pacers, in terms of opponent threes, do have a good 3-point defense. So I do like the fact that, you're looking at tough matchup. You're looking at a guy who hasn't cleared it a lot lately. Now let's just look at the attempts quickly to make sure that that's not sky high. Because if he's taking a bunch of attempts and just on a cold streak, then that would make sense. for why he's just missing this recently. Last few games, he's gone 0 for 3, 2 for 7, 1 for 3, 1 for 5, 1 for 4. I'm okay with it, but I don't know how much you could rely on Trevor Ariza to shoot 20 to 25% from 3 every game. I mean, that's probably bound to go up, but, the Pacers are a good 3-point defense, so I am good with the under here. Caris LeVert, under 26.5 points, rebounds, assists. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the books are, projecting Caris to have this, breakout game that he seemingly hasn't had yet. Because I'm seeing, people ask about the under all the time. And yeah, he's scored 8 and 10 points in his last 2 games. We normally go 5 rebounds, 4 assists. I don't think he's gonna, they typically are great on defense. I like this under a lot. DiVincenzo over 5.5 rebounds against the Lakers, who, are without LeBron, without Davis. DiVincenzo rebounds has slowed down a little bit, but I'm a little bit neutral on this. I don't hate it. I don't love it either. The rebound streak has slowed down a little bit, but it is a good matchup. Keep the questions going. We got a lot to answer today. And if you're watching this, if I answer your question, like I will, I'm going to get to everyone. Be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out. The likes help out so much. All right, we got another question. Should I take Brogdon more points than Bam head to head? So the thing with Bam here is Bam has a great matchup. Indiana ranks 29th in the NBA in opponent points in the paint per game at 51.1. So typically would I like Brogdon to go over Bam? Yes. Does Bam have an incredibly good matchup here? Yes, as well. So I would probably stay away from this if I had to say. Almost hit over Hayward over 1.5 threes, Danny Green over 10.5 points, Murray over 19.5 points, and Westbrook over 11.5 rebounds. Doc gave up while being 10 points down, only halfway through the fourth. Yeah, that was a ridiculous yesterday. It was a 13-point game in the fourth quarter. I had Danny Green over 10.5 points, and I had Danny Green over 2.5 threes. He had 8 points, 2 threes at the end of the third quarter. Doesn't see any time in the fourth, despite the fact that it was like a 13-point game. A 13-point game in the NBA is nothing these days. I don't know what that was, giving up there. That was pretty ridiculous, but it happens in the NBA. Blowouts happen, even though that wasn't, I guess, I don't know. They just didn't think they had a chance to win, which was a little ridiculous because they were within striking distance. Going to keep the rant to a minimum there, but I feel your pain. DeRozan over 32.5 points, rebounds, assists against Sacramento. Really good matchup. I do like that. Siakam over 22.5 points. They play against the Thunder tonight. Thunder, it's a good matchup. OKC ranks 26th in the NBA in opponent points in the paint per game at 49.8. The problem with Siakam is I never seem to get him right. Every single time I include Siakam in one of these videos, I always botch it, which is a big problem. That being said, he should hit this. I do like the matchup. And McCollum over 21.5. Yeah, that is something that I do like as well. I spoke about this a little bit earlier if you were not in here. Somebody else asked the same question. Now, before we move on to our next prop here, I did just want to talk about Monkey Knife Fight. Monkey Knife Fight is a great place for player prop games. And look, if you're in these streams, if you're researching every day on props, you got the advantage for these props. Go on to Monkey Knife Fight, put in the promo code DUDE50. You get an 100% deposit match up to $50. And look, you could parlay some of these props together, get some great multipliers there. Be sure to check it out. Link in the description below. Monkey Knife Fight, promo code DUDE50. You could play props from the entire slate, combine them all into one game, or you could just pick one individual game. If you know you're going to be watching a game, then look, create some entertainment for yourself. Go on to Monkey Knife Fight, put in that promo code DUDE50, get a nice multiplier. Link in the description below. 100% deposit match up to $50. Let's go right here to the next question. Not worried about blowout in the Nets game, especially if Wall's out. Yeah, I am worried about it. Look, Horton's playing his former team. I wouldn't be surprised if Horton gets a triple-double and clears this over 20.5 rebounds plus assists line within 3 quarters, honestly. So I'm still taking it. I'm hoping that the Rockets could keep it close, but I am a little bit worried, which is why it's my least confident out of my 4 tonight. Fox over 27.5. Yeah, I know he's been hitting that a lot. He didn't hit it in his last game against the Spurs, and I spoke about this whenever they played that last game. I guess it was on Monday. But I'm a little bit worried about Fox in this matchup in terms of hitting the over 27.5 because DeJounte Murray, former all-defensive guy, so he will play pretty nice defense on him. So that's why I'm just a little bit worried about Fox. I think that the number's a little bit too high. Moses Brown over 11.5 rebounds. Walker over 18.5 points. And Bam over 18.5 points. Okay. Bam Adebayo, I just spoke about, has a really nice matchup tonight against the Pacers, who can't defend the paint, so I like that. Moses Brown, another guy, he's been rebounding. He's basically hit this. I believe he's hit that in like 3 or 4 of his last 5. I like Moses Brown over in a good matchup against Toronto. Now, Walker over 18.5 points. Let me just get this up here for, alrighty. Yeah, so Kemba Walker against Dallas. Dallas is not typically great on defense. They've kind of been up and down in terms of their defense this year. Let me just look at Kemba these last few games. I feel like I've heard so little about Kemba this year. He's had a down year, hasn't been doing much. But the last few games, he has cleared this, has gone for 23, 21, and 23. And I think the matchup's pretty solid here against Dallas, so I do like that as well. I like all 3 of these. Have a 3-part parlay. Kemba Walker over 2.5 threes, Luka over 2.5 threes, Kyrie over 1.5. 3-point parlay, not 3-part. So five prop parlay, I should say. Kemba over 2.5 threes, Luka over 2.5, Kyrie over 1.5, Edwards over 1.5, Clarkson over 2.5. I think this should be all right. I like it. Hopefully you don't get any cold shooting nights. Malik Beasley under 17.5 points against my New York Knicks. Looking forward to watching this game tonight. Look, the Knicks lock up. They are, one of the best 3-point defenses in the entire NBA. Just for, looking at these Knicks 3-point defense, they rank 9th in the NBA in opponent threes made per game at 12. They rank 1st in the NBA in opponent 3-point percentage at 33.6. So they really D up the 3-point line well. Beasley under 17.5 points. Obviously, he comes back into the situation where Edwards is playing significant time now. So, and Karl Anthony Towns is kind of back to what he was. So Beasley is not going to be putting up the 20 points that he was in previous, before his suspension. And he has a tough matchup against the Knicks. So I do like this a lot. Do I think Drummond is going to take a lot away from Kuzma's rebounds? You know what? That is a good point. Drummond is making his debut tonight. We'll see how much Drummond plays. It is a possibility that does happen. But I think I'm hopeful that Drummond joining a contender is going to mean that he's going to hopefully take a little bit of a back seat. We've seen he's played on bad teams. He's kind of, when he gets the ball, it's kind of like a black hole. Like he'll get the ball, he'll put it up, rebounds, miss shot, rebound, miss shot. A lot of his rebounds come off of offensive misses by himself. I'm hoping that his usage rate though is kept to a minimum. Because I think that's what this Laker team needs. Now I know that Anthony Davis and LeBron are out, so things could be different, but it is his debut. So I'm not sure how much minutes he's actually going to play. I'm not sure how much of an impact he's actually going to have. But you do make a good point. This is a little bit of a concern, but I just still do like Kuzma. I think 10.5 is still a very low number for Kuzma. Is going to be probably their number 1 scoring option tonight. And as long as LeBron and AD are out, he's going to continue to touch the ball. Butler, 7 rebounds against Indiana. Good matchup against Indiana. The Pacers rank at 21st in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game. Butler hasn't been great in terms of the rebounds lately, or I should say rebounds and assists. I was huge on that rebounds plus assists line, rebounds, assists over like a month ago. And that's changed a little bit. Let me just look at his last few games here, but it is a good matchup for sure. Averaging 7.7 rebounds per game on the season, Jimmy Butler. And we got last few games has gone 5, 5, 11, 15, 8. So yeah, he's hit it 3 of his last 5, hasn't hit his last 2, but should bounce back in a good matchup against the Pacers. I'm okay with it. Rashaan Holmes over 26.5. I assume that's points. Okay. Rashaan Holmes over 26.5 points plus rebounds. Jakob Poeltl over 19.5 points plus rebounds. What do you think of them both? I'm good with it. The San Antonio Spurs rank 28th in opponent rebounds per game, and the Spurs can't defend the paint at all. So Poeltl should have a good game. Holmes should have a good game. Holmes over 18.5 points. Is his line that high for points? Rashaan Holmes. One sec. Let me just check this here. I don't remember his line being that high. Let's get 1 second here. We got a slow computer today. Rashaan Holmes. Keep the questions coming in. Like this video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already while we get this Rashaan Holmes info up here. Yeah, I'm seeing Holmes' line at 15.5, which I do like, but 18.5 is too high if you're looking there. DeJounte Murray over 5.5 assists. He has hit this frequently. Should be a lot of possessions against the Kings, a high-paced team. Kings also, they aren't good in terms of defending assists. The Kings rank at 22nd in the NBA in terms of opponent assists per game at 25.4, so I am okay with that. More likely to hit Brogdon threes or 18.5 points. I would take threes instead. Valanciunas over 12.5 rebounds. Tough matchup against the Jazz. Jazz rank 10th in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game. So it's not something that he can't overcome. I mean, this guy's been hammering this rebounds prop pretty much every time. So I do like that. Jason Tatum over 3.5 assists against Dallas. Thing is, Dallas, they are pretty good in terms of assists. They rank third in the NBA in opponent assists per game. But looking at Tatum's last few games here, so yeah, tough matchup in terms of the assists for Tatum. I'm not sure if did they announce about Brown yet, whether he will play. Let me take a quick look here. All right, Jalen Brown is available to play today, so the ball will be a little bit out of Tatum's hands less here. That being said, the last few games, 5-3, 7-5, 4. So he's hit this in 4 of his last 5 games. But has a tough matchup. I would probably stay away from this one tonight. Poeltl over 9.5 points. How confident you feel in that one? I already love the Maladon prop. Yeah, so like I said, Poeltl is a good matchup. The Kings rank dead last in the NBA in opponent points in the paint per game at 53.7, so I do like it. Most confident player prop today would be Maladon, over 3.5 rebounds, and then next would be Brogdon over 2.5 threes. Drummond over 9.5 rebounds. Theoretically, if he's getting normal minutes, that should hit. We don't know if he's going to get the normal minutes, which is why I'll stay away from it tonight. Randall over 40.5 points, rebounds, assists. Luka over 44.5 points, rebounds, assists. Towns 25 plus. Fox 25 plus. Holmes double-double. Okay. Randall, I like. I think he has a great matchup against Minnesota today. Minnesota ranks 28th in the NBA in opponent points in the paint per game at 51. So, look, he's going to feast on them. He had 25 and 14 last time he played them. So I'm okay with Randall over 40.5 points, rebounds, assists. Luka over 44.5 points, rebounds, assists. I'm fine with that. Excuse me there. Towns 25 plus. Towns does have a little bit of a tough matchup. New York ranks third in the NBA in opponent points in the paint per game, 42.7. So Towns, I'm neutral on. I don't love it. Fox 25 plus. Again, I'm a little nervous about that against DeJounte Murray. Holmes double-double should hit. Kemba Walker over 4.5 assists. Again, tough matchup against Dallas, who ranks third in opponent assists per game. So that's why that line could be a little bit low. Kemba averaging 4.6 assists per game this season. Let's just bring this up real quick. And last few games has gone 4, 5, 6, 4, 7. He's kind of around that all the time. I would stay away from this tonight due to the tough matchup. Trevor Ariza under 16.5 points, rebounds, assists. Based on what I looked at before, it seems like it should be all right. But let's just take one more look at this. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I think he should go under here. Even though it's a little bit of an easy matchup for him, but he's still not getting a lot of volume. Sun spread against the Bulls, I believe they're like -4. If they're -4, I do like that. Let's just take a quick look here. Oh, they're -7. Okay. -7 I think is a little bit much, but they are at home, so I don't mind it. I'm okay with it. Neutral. Towns over 24.5 points. Again, a little bit worried about Towns because he does have a tough matchup tonight against the Knicks. Towns 2 threes. Yeah, I think Towns could hit 2 threes against the Knicks, even though they have good defense. Towns has been hitting a lot of threes lately, but I am worried about Towns' overall points tonight. Since Mitchell is out, what prop would benefit out of that? Probably Clarkson. I mean, Clarkson's line went up to all the way 20.5, but Clarkson should have a pretty huge night. Holmes over 10.5 rebounds. I like against the Spurs, who rank 28th in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game. Do I think the Suns beat the Bulls tonight? Yes. Tim Hardaway Jr. over 2.5 threes against the Celtics, plus money. Looking at Tim Hardaway Jr.'s last few games here. Former Knick. Got rid of that huge contract in the Porzingis trade. Last few games has gone for... He's gone over this, 3 of the last 5. He's taken an average of, he's taken 6, 10, 7, and 9 threes in the last 4 games. So he's taken a lot of threes. So I would say that playing it at plus money is worth a go. Valanciunas over 13.5 rebounds. Decently tough matchup, but, he's been killing this, so I'm okay with it. Do I think that LeVert under 16.5 is a good play? Yeah, I'm okay with that. My top prop play on the day, Theo Maledon over 3.5 rebounds. Moses Brown under 0.5 assists, only has 4 assists all season. Yeah, good with it based on what you said. Brown is in tonight. Yes, Jalen Brown will play. Jakob Poeltl over 9.5 points. I do like that, like I said. Towns over 24.5. Clarkson over 20.5. I'd rather do Clarkson just because I think Towns will get locked up tonight. Just my opinion. Look, I'm a Knicks fan, but it is tough for opponents. How do you feel about Horton under 28.5 points? Kyrie's back, usually allows Horton to cruise and settle in his point guard role. Also huge blow-up potential. I don't hate your logic there. I just am hesitant. He's playing against his former team. Maybe he wants to make a statement. Blow-up potential is big. I'm still playing the over 20.5 rebounds plus assists, but I do think that this could be one of those games where he just racks up the rebounds and assists and doesn't really score a lot. I do like your logic there. I would be okay with it. I'm not huge on it. Taking Horton's under it's tough to do, but I do think your logic is good. Jokic says, great stream as always, and thanks for answering my questions. Would you consider doing MLB picks / prop streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays? Thanks again, and good luck, everyone. That's interesting. Obviously, opening day is tomorrow. I'm not as big into the MLB as I am the NBA and the NFL. That being said, that is something I will look into. I am going to have to do some. I'm going to start thinking of some content to do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. My take is that once we get closer to the draft, the NFL draft, I probably will be doing some NFL content on here. I got a lot of stuff planned for fantasy football once, we get a lot closer to the summer. So I'm going to start doing that stuff likely on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I will look into the MLB props. MLB props is not something that I've really done a lot of before. I'm not as huge into the MLB, but I will see what it's like for the first couple of weeks. I'll take a look at some of that stuff, and maybe we'll have a stream or two here and there for MLB picks. Which is your favorite prop from Horton tonight? Over 20.5 rebounds plus assists. Any other questions we got? Once again, if I answer your question, be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. If you enjoy the content, be sure to do that as well. Really helps me out. And yeah, keep asking questions. We got some more time to go through some questions here, so feel free to do that as well. While we're waiting here, just wanted to mention again, Monkey Knife Fight. You can go on there, put in the promo code DUDE50, 100% deposit match up to $50. Link in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter at @sports_bird. Follow me on Instagram at @sports_bird as well. Any other questions for player props for tonight? Spreads, any kind of questions? Caris LeVert over 1.5 threes in this game against the Heat. Like I mentioned, the Heat are not good. 29th in the NBA in opponent threes made per game. 30th in the NBA in opponent threes attempted per game. Caris LeVert, let's check out his numbers here. LeVert has gone 0 threes, 2, 4, 3, 2. So he's hit it in 4 of his last 5. I do like it. Picking my last prop. Harden over 8.5 rebounds, Holmes over 10.5 rebounds, LeVert under 16.5. Which do I like the most? I would probably have to go Holmes over 10.5 rebounds, with Harden being a close second. Would you play Vucevic over 23.5 if Levine is out? Yes. Valanciunas over 13.5 rebounds? Yes. Yeah, thank you for watching as always, Joey. I always see you in here. Thank you so much for watching. Is there a consistent schedule when I stream? There wasn't one yesterday. Yes, I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I originally had a Patreon where I did this on Tuesdays and Thursdays in a podcast form. I just shut down that Patreon as of today, last day of the month. I'm going to use that time for the Patreon. I'm going to focus on some other video content on here and focus on some stuff for the future. So right now, the schedule for these player props are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, somewhere between 4 or 5 usually p.m. Eastern time. So that is the consistent schedule right now. If anything changes, though, I will let everyone know. Any other questions we got? Once again, like the video, subscribe to this channel. Favorite player prop / spread bet on FanDuel Sportsbook tonight. Theo Maledon over 3.5 rebounds on FanDuel. You can see scrolling on the bottom here, there's a little ticker and it has all the props that I like tonight. So that is what that ticker is for. It is scrolling on the bottom. Now, favorite spread bet, I'd rather just go with that player prop. I like all 4 of these player props scrolling below on the bottom. I described them at the beginning of the video. I discussed why I like them. If you're new to this stream, you could go back after the stream ends and watch my explanation for each of those. But I do like all those picks. But my favorite one is Theo Maledon over 3.5 rebounds. And I usually don't do spread bets, so I don't have a spread bet that I really like tonight. But that is these are on the bottom are my props. Theo Maledon being my most confident. Ricky Rubio over 6.5 assists. Ricky Rubio goes against the New York Knicks tonight. Knicks rank at 4th in the NBA in opponent assists per game at 22.9. So immediately, think to yourself, tough matchup for Rubio. Probably not going to be a lot of points in this game. Facing a good defense, Tom Thibodeau-led defense. And Ricky Rubio here, the last few games. One sec. Ricky Rubio, the last few games, averaging... So 5, 10, 8, 7, 11, 10. I'm okay with it just because he hits it pretty consistently, but just know that there is a tough matchup there with the Knicks. Should we fade the FanDuel odds boost today? Thanks. Yeah, so a FanDuel odds boost actually screwed me over yesterday because I was watching college basketball, was gonna throw in Gonzaga -9 or whatever right before the game, and then I was like, you know what? They have the odds boost Gonzaga and Michigan to win. I'll go with that. Didn't work out well for me. I should have just gone Gonzaga straight. I learned my lesson. I already put in Gonzaga -13.5 for next game against UCLA before that went up to 14. But looking at the NBA boosts here, Horton to record a triple-double at +180. I don't mind that at all. I think he probably does get a triple-double tonight, but there is the blowout potential, so you may want to stay away from that. Luka to score 35-plus points at +380. That I would stay away from. If I were to do it, I would say do the Horton triple-double one. So I don't mind not fading that, but I would fade the Luka one. Any other questions we got for today? Anything else? Keep them coming. I got some time. Which 2 teams are making the finals? Nets and Lakers. I know it's boring, but Nets and Lakers. I think the Nets. I'm kind of mad I didn't hop on this earlier. The Nets were, if we're looking here at team futures on FanDuel, the Nets were +300. Now they're +260. So the Nets have moved into the favorites to make the finals, to win the finals, I should say. Nets are going to win the finals. Like, I have no doubt in my mind. Unless there's an injury, I think the Nets win it all. They're +260. I'm good taking that, honestly. You just got to worry about injuries. 3 player props for tonight. They're scrolling on the bottom. My 3 most confident. Theo Maledon over 3.5 rebounds. Malcolm Brogdon over 2.5 threes. I also like James Harden over 20.5 rebounds plus assists. And Kyle Kuzma over 10.5 rebounds plus assists as well. How do you feel about Robert Covington hitting threes tonight? Covington, 1 second here, goes up against the Pistons. Pistons rank at 6th in the NBA in opponent threes made per game. So tough matchup for Covington if he's going to try to hit threes. Pistons, they just don't let up a lot of threes. And Robert Covington, last few games. Let's just take a look at his line here. And his last few. Covington. 1 second. We got computers acting a little slow today. I do apologize for this. Getting to made threes for Covington. Covington is 1.5 at minus 184. Minus 184 is a little bit too much juice for me to take. I'm not going to probably take a prop that's over minus 150. That's just my thoughts. That being said, the guy's gone 3 threes, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2. He's literally hit over 1.5 threes in his last 11 games. So yeah, I think he'll hit the over 1.5. Do I think he could possibly hit over 2.5? Going to be a little bit tougher against this tough 3-point defense in the Pistons. But he has hit over 2.5 as well in his last 4 games. Gary Trent Jr. over 10 points or 15 points. Decent matchup against OKC is what I will say. Tough to read with Trent because he's just first settling into this offense here. Gary Trent Jr. Let's just get this up right here. Gary Trent Jr. averaging 14.6 points per game on the season. Could you push 15 possibly here? He's only had 15 in one of his 3 games with the Raptors, and it was the last one. He's taken 15, 10, and 11 shots. I would rather just stick to 10 points. If you're putting this in a parlay, I would rather just stick to 10 points. Wolves Knicks under 218.5 points. I like it. 3-team parlay. Yeah, usually don't bet team spreads. Usually just stick to the props, so I don't want to steer you completely in the wrong direction, but just give it a quick glance here. 3-team parlay. I don't know. Let's just take a quick. Again, I usually don't do games, don't do spreads or money lines. I just usually bet the prop market for the NBA. But I do like the Suns tonight. That was written in the chat earlier. I like the Suns. I like the Jazz. Even without Mitchell, the Jazz should be set tonight. I think 6 maybe a little bit low of a line. So those two I do like. Suns and Jazz. And then the other team I would say I like if I had to pick a third. We could go. I would go with either. I think the Knicks do get the job done tonight at -3 as well. I know they are on the road. Just signed up for Monkey Knife Fight using your code. Thank you, Pat. Everyone, just a reminder, if you're watching this video right now, what he's talking about, Monkey Knife Fight, look at the top left here. Promo code DUDE50. You get an 100% deposit match up to $50. Monkey Knife Fight is a great place for NBA player prop games, whether you're betting the entire slate, combining props across the board. You're singling in on one game that you're going to watch tonight. You say, okay, I could play some props from this game, put it into put a parlay in basically on Monkey Knife Fight in some of their games. Get a nice multiplier there, but you could get some free money. You get 100% deposit match up to $50 with the promo code DUDE50. Link in the description below. Be sure to sign up. Be sure to do that. Appreciate your feedback and good luck, everyone. Yeah, thank you for watching, Daniel. Any other questions tonight before we head off? Anything else? Last minute questions. Last call. All righty. Looks like we are out of questions for today. So once again, thank you everyone for watching. We will be back here talking about NBA player props on Friday. Really love doing these shows. Thank you guys all so much for making it so much fun, asking me questions. I will be back on Friday. Last question here from Master Yoda as I sign off. Is Beasley under 17.5 a good play? I think it is. So be sure to go, play that. I like it a lot. And yeah, you can rewatch this video if you missed part of it. It's going to go up on YouTube right now. You can follow me on Twitter at sports_Burd. See you, Master Yoda, in 2 days for the next stream. I will be back on Friday somewhere between 4 and 5 p.m. talking about that slate as well. Going to think of something to do on Tuesdays and Thursdays for content as well. If you got any ideas, feel free to throw them in the comments. Feel free to DM me on Twitter. Open to any and all ideas. You can follow me on Twitter at @sports_Burd. You can follow me on Instagram at @sports_Burd. Be sure to once again like this video, subscribe to this channel. Goodbye, everyone, and good luck with your NBA player props tonight.